Hi, this is Ms. Cowman. Today's lesson is a decimal review, and this should give you a handful of different types of division problems to help prepare for the quiz. All right, to get started, let's go over some decimal division vocabulary. The first one is the number that is being divided, and that is the dividend. The number being divided, it's always written first in an equation, and it is the number that goes in the house. The next term is the divisor. Remember, anything I write here, you should write on your note-taking guide. It's the number doing the dividing. It's always written second in a division equation, and it's the number on the outside of the house. And the last term is quotient. And it is the answer to a division problem. And now let's fill it in down here. The first number, 45 divided by 9 equals 5. The first number here is the dividend. The 9 is the divisor. And the answer here is the quotient. Great. Now let's move on to our examples. In the first example that I'm going to give you is it's going to be 285 and 2/10 divided by 28. So the first thing I want you to do is rewrite the problem. Next, step 2, bring up that decimal point. And now the next step is I'm looking at the divisor right over here, 28, and I'm thinking I don't quite know my 28 times tables. Sure, I can do the mental math as we go, but I think it would be better for me to make a reference sheet for this one. So on the side here, I'm going to do a reference sheet. I'm going to start off with 28 times 2 because times 1 I know is just going to be 28. So 28 times 5, 28 times 6, 28 times 7, 28 times 8, 28 times 9. So we're front loading our calculation work. And when we're done with this reference sheet, the long division over here is going to be a breeze, you'll see. So now let's fill in the answers to our reference sheet. 28 times 2. So I can definitely double 28 in my head and I get 56. Times 3, I'm going to do some side work for that one just so I don't make any mental errors. 84. 28 times 4, I can just double what I got up here for 28 times 2. So I can do that in my head and I get 112. 28 times 5, I know 28 times 10 is 280. So half of that would be times 5. So that'll be 140. 28 times 6, I can just double what I did for times 3. And that's 160 plus 4 is 168. So there's all these little shortcuts. 28 times 7, I'm going to do that on the side. 56, 5, 14 plus 5 is 19. 196. For 28 times 8, I'm just going to double what I got up here for 28 times 4. And I get 224. And now to end, 28 times 9. I get 72, 7, that's 18 plus 7, 25, 252. So now let's jump over to our problem. 28 goes into 28 once. 1 times 28 is 28. Subtract 0. Bring down the 5. 28 still doesn't go into 5. So I'm going to put a 0 here. Whatever number you bring down, that's where you put the next digit in your quotient. 0 times 28 is 0. Subtract, and you get 5. Bring down the 2. 28 goes into 52. That's still once. It's not times 2 because looking at our reference sheet, we know 28 times 2 is 56, and that's more than 52. So I'm going to put a 1 here. That'll be 12, that'll be 4. 12 minus 8 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. Now I'm out of numbers, out of digits to bring down, so I'm going to annex a 0. I'm going to extend our house, and I'm going to bring down this 0. So 28 goes into 240. How many times without going over? Jumping over to our reference sheet. I know it's not 7, 224, it's pretty close. 252, up, we're over. So it's definitely going to be 8. And I can actually stop there because in the directions it says round your answer to the nearest tenths place value if necessary. So it is necessary because we need to round, because otherwise this could go on forever. So we have 10.18. Need to bring it out to the hundredths place value is because this is my deciding number. I need to know whether to give one a shove or leave it low. So we need to bring our answer out to the hundredths place value so we can properly round to the tenths place value. I know that might be a little confusing, but you always have to go one digit beyond the place value we're rounding to. So my quotient is going to be 10.2 because we're going to give that one a shove. Then it says circle your final answer, so let's do a little circle. All right, next example. For the next one, it is 178 divided by 12. No decimals so far, but you'll see they're going to pop up. Step number 1, rewrite the problem in the house. Okay, no decimal point to bring up. Like I said, I'm pretty confident in my 12 times table, so let's see how it goes. 12 times 17 is once. 1 times 12 is 12. Subtract, you get 5. Next, bring down the 8. 12 goes into 58. I know 12 times 5 is 60, so it definitely has to be 12 times 4. 4 times 12 is 48. When I subtract, I get 10. So I'm out of digits to bring down, but I still have a number left over. So I'm going to extend the house, add a decimal point, bring up the decimal point, and annex a 0. Bring down that decimal point. Remember, the directions still say round to the nearest tenth. So let's see if what we have to do. 12 goes into 100. Maybe on the side, I'm going to do 12 times 7. 84. I think we can get a little closer. 12 times 8. Ooh, 96. That's nice and close. We definitely can't get closer than that. So I'm going to put the 8 here, and I'm going to put 96. 4 is left over. Remember, I'm going to push this out to the hundredths place value. Annex another 0. 12 goes into 40. 3 times. I'm going to stop there because I need to round. So this is the place value I'm rounding to. This is my deciding number. Am I going to give 8 a shove or leave it low? I am going to leave it low. So my answer is 14.8. The directions say to circle your final answer, so circle. Oops. All right, next example. For the third example, we are going to do 16.8 divided by 1.5. So we are going to put the dividend in the house and the divisor over here. So right away, when you see a divisor as a decimal, an alarm is going off. We need to fix it. So we need to scoot this decimal point as many places as needed to make it a whole number. So remember, the divisor is in charge here. So this scoots once, and if that scoots once to the right, that makes it 15. So we're happy. But remember, as many times as you scoot the divisor, you need to scoot the dividend. So if that scoots once, this scoots once. So let's rewrite so it's nice and neat. 15 divided by 168. All right, we can breathe a sign of relief. Remember, scooting the decimal place over once is the same thing as multiplying by 10. And if you scoot it twice, it's like multiplying it by 100. And if you multiply each the same with the equal number of scooches, then you're good to go. It doesn't affect the quotient. So 15 goes into 16 once. I'm going to try to do this without my reference sheet. Remember, if you start without your reference sheet and you change your mind, you can always jump over here and do it. but let's see how it goes. 15 goes into 18 another once. So I'm added digits to bring down, but I have a leftover number. And the directions ask me to round to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to add a decimal point, bring it straight up right away, extend the house, annex a 0. 15 goes into 30 twice. 2 times 15. Ooh, nice and pretty. That's nice. So when the directions say round to the nearest tenth if necessary, this is what it means. It's not necessary to round. So my final answer is 11.2. It's not necessary to round because we have nothing left over. Don't forget to circle your final answer. Great. So if you don't have any questions or don't need to rewatch any part of this video, you can move on to the Kia calculation work. The Kia link is posted on my homework page. Don't forget to show your calculation work at the bottom of the note-taking guide. And of course, if more space is needed, you can attach scrap paper. Good luck!